Welcome everybody to another edition of the group chat. It is great to have you with us. What a treat we've got for you today. If you need a boost, we've got the ideal person. If you don't need a boost, we've got the usual guys. We've got Maysie here, we've got Danny Webber, we've got Ben Thornley, and we've got Wes Brown. Gentlemen, you don't know what's coming up on this show. You're going to enjoy it, but how are you, first of all?
All good, mate, thanks.
Not bad. I'm on edge at the moment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
nervous?
Who the mystery guest is.
Well, you're going to find out now, because as I mentioned now, I think it's fair to say we could all do with a bit of a boost in these testing times. And, well, who better to lift us than a man who was doing TV workouts before Joe Wicks was thought of, before he was born. Ladies and gentlemen, the original and the best, Mr Motivator, is joining us this morning. Here he is.
Yes.
I love
in
that.
The house. Yeah.
I love that.
Love it.
He is here.
Not changed a bit.
Hey, you know how it is, Danny, Wesley, Benz. The main man is here.
Love it.
How are you, mate? I mean, these times of lockdown where online workouts are huge. You're back with us. You're on TV. You've got your own YouTube channel, and you're back.
Yeah. I mean, the BBC came to me and they basically said, look, we need lifting up a bit. And I just said, hey, I'm here. You know, I can do it. Because the thing is, it didn't afford me in the past the opportunity to talk about the deeper side to looking after yourself, which has always been my message. I mean, yes, I had to find a vehicle that would get people to open their eyes and their doors to let me in. And that was the whole idea with the bright clothing and the music and the attitude. But really, the deeper side about living and coping with everything in our lives is where I've always been. And so now it's actually totally ideal for me to be there, because I want to say to everybody out there is that we are going to get through this. And I really believe that we're going to come out the other side so much better for what has happened, right? Because I think that we're all learning so many lessons now at the moment, right? Just lessons about how to be creative about living with someone 24 hours a day, right? And how to cope with, you know, one of the main things I miss in my life is actually being able to hug people I normally meet. I mean, a hug is a great thing. And I believe that there's only 4 things right now we need. It's not the new trainers. It's not the new suit. We need a roof over our head. We need food in our belly. We need our health, and we need each other. And that's it.
Well said.
No, well said. When can we see you anyway? So on YouTube every day? Are you on? When can we see you?
Here's what's happening is, right, I'm totally an albatross when it comes to YouTube, and I'm still learning as I go along. So I'm begging people to kind of bear with me. 12 o'clock every day, I put out a workout. It lasts for 12 minutes, and we call it the Daily Dozen because it lasts for 12 minutes. I'm trying to make it so it's user-friendly, so it's for everybody, because 90% of the population don't do any activity at all. And so I'm trying to appeal to that 90%. Joe Wicks is great. He's doing his thing right, which is for the other 10%. I really want to appeal to everybody.
Well, listen, Mr Motivator, you've got 4 ex-professional footballers here. These men are athletes, Mr Motivator, and we want you to put these boys through their paces this morning, right now. With a
Not a problem.
With a workout, whether you lads can cope with this, we want to see you now working out with the great Mr Motivator.
So, men, I'll be up for this.
Of course they're up for it. Go on, lads.
Here's the music.
Of course.
We're going to sit upright. Come on, sit upright. Here we go. Are you ready?
Come on,
Let's have some fun.
Go on, sir.
Right. Can you hear the music?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Shoulders up. Ho! Come on, shoulders up, and a smile on your face. Here we go. Ow!
Hey.
Come on. Now get some attitude. Let's go. Here we go. Hands up. Hands down. Hands up.
Maisie, I think this is for you.
Don't worry. Here we go. This is the easy bit. Here we go. Hands up. Now, you can manage that, can't you? That's not too much for you. Here we go. Underneath.
Wait.
On top. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, now cross the hands in front. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go.
Oh, early.
Elbows, bring it in. You guys are so wide, you can hardly fit in the screen. Here we go. Come on, come on.
What?
Here we go. Now, that's the easy bit. Right. Get up. Hey.
I can't get up.
Put it on,
Hang
boys.
it up.
Let's go.
Go on, Ben.
Put on the spot. Let's go. Come on. What are you looking
Come
at?
on,
Come on.
Hey.
Here we go.
Go on, Maisie.
Hands above the heart. Let's go. Up. Let's go. 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 Hands on the stride out. Let's go. We're on. Let me have a look. And here we go. There's a real man in the midst. He's doing it. Let's go. Here we go. Give me 8. Go 8.
I'm just dancing. Look, hey.
5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, we're sitting back now. Come back. Reach up. Take your top off. You know what?
Go on, Maisie.
I think that's enough for you guys. Because to me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't do miracles on a Tuesday. You guys, I'm out of here.
Love that.
Well done, I love that. I'm in the rhythm now, I'm awake.
That was brilliant. Thank you so much, Mr. Mova. You're an absolute legend. An absolute legend. Thank you so much.
Let me give you a thought for the day before I go. All right? He who has health has hope. And he who has hope has everything. Be well.
Thanks, Mr. Mova. We
Well
really
said,
appreciate
Mr.
your time.
Motivator.
All the best. Top man. So then, what do you think, lads? You were worried. Maysie was the. I think of all the people, I think Maysie was the one who was joining the most. Then Maysie, weren't you?
Listen, Stu, it's just
Maisie's brilliant.
I'll be watching him at 12 o'clock. I've got him on Betamax.
To be honest with you, you're just sitting there doing that. That doesn't count as excellent.
If you see my position, you would understand.
Come on, Snipe.
Look,
That's poor, that man.
yeah, I wouldn't have been able to. My feet are down there. I would have had to get up, move that. Sorry. But Maisie was doing the job for all of us, so it was good.
Yeah.
That
Ben
was
as
brilliant,
well.
man.
Sorry,
What about Ben,
Ben
you were
Ben-
getting
Ben
involved
was
there,
doing
Ben,
it.
weren't you?
Yeah.
He's
It's
a
good,
legend.
that.
Man.
I'm not as reclined as Wes at the moment, so I can do it.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody's as reclined as Wes at the moment. But Danny, you were joining in there, weren't you?
Yeah, I got in the mix. Had a little go. Burn a few calories.
Yeah. Do you remember watching him, GMTV in the 90s? He was a legend, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah,
He used to
certainly
do it in that big leotard though, didn't he?
he? He did.
That tight unitard.
Brilliant. Absolute legend.
It's good.
So that's that what a start. What a start that is, Mr. Motivator joining us.
Very well
Gets
done.
us in. Yeah, it was
Who
great.
does he support?
He didn't. We started chatting to him before. He didn't really support anybody, but he does live in Manchester.
Right, okay.
So you never know. We might bring him on again as the
Yeah.
weeks continue. As the weeks continue. YouTube comments. You know, this is the favourite part of the show on a day. This is after yesterday's show with John O'Shea. Yeah. This one on John O'Shea. We'll never forget that audacious chip against Arsenal. Saw it live at Highbury as a kid. I'm still in awe when I see it now. That was a fantastic moment. And this one says, from Andrew, who says, is it just me, but I think John would be a great manager. Wes, we did touch on that. Do you think he's got those capabilities?
I do. You know, he understands the game. He's had a great career. You know, the best manager. And like you said yesterday, we had a lot of managers at Sunderland, and we was in a completely different time. What we went through. So he's learned a lot, and you know, I think he's always from a young age shown that it's something he's wanted to do.
And the final message from G Art, he said, this is obviously referring to yesterday, what is Wes wearing? He looks like a pot of Coleman's mustard.
Yeah, okay. I'm taking it as a compliment, Stu.
Yeah, if you missed it, he was obviously all decked out in yellow yesterday with a yellow hat. Match rewind vote, by the way, yesterday's one about great European away wins. PSG basically easing to victory with the Rashford penalty, which often the most recent games do win. But I mean, I was just thinking, guys, on that point, in years to come, if we're having this conversation in, I don't know, 10 years, that's a long lockdown, isn't it? If we're having this conversation in 10 years' time, do you think, how would we look back on that PSG game and the Rashford penalty? How big a part of our history do you think that will be? That the way it worked out and the fact that nervelessness of that penalty?
Yeah, I think it'll get even better, Stu, if I'm being honest. It was a time when you know, Ollie's just sort of come in. We've gone on this tremendous run, and then in Europe, no one thought we would beat PSG away, and the penalty was nerve-wracking. The way the penalty happened as well was also so exciting. I think we were there, Stu, weren't we?
Yeah, incredible. Yeah.
You think?
I'm not. Yeah, well, I was there. I'm thinking if Stu was, I'm pretty sure he was. Was anyone else there?
Well, Paddy was there in spirit. Paddy was definitely there. But what do you think, Ben? I mean, you think one of our European moments? Where is that?
Ben?
Oh, sorry, did you say me? Sorry. No, I mean, I was actually doing the game with a room full of people at one of the suites at Old Trafford, and the room erupted. Like Wes said, I don't think anybody gave us a hope of actually going to Paris Saint-Germain and turning them over. But again, the way that it was done and the way the penalty came about, and I don't think anybody would have liked to have been in Marcus Rashford's shoes stepping up to take that penalty. But it just shows. Again, we've all spoken about it, the huge responsibility that he's taken on over the past 12 months, and I don't think, you know, it wouldn't want it to be any of us. But I think if we were going to ask for anybody to step up, it would have been Marcus, and the penalty was fantastic, and the jubilation afterwards. Well, you know, wherever you were watching it, whether you were there or in your front room or where I was, it was ecstasy personified.
Dan, would you fancy stepping off, waiting for about 5 minutes like he had to wait before smashing it past one of the best goalkeepers we've ever seen before?
You know, it's one of those things you sort of play out as a kid on the playground, and you talk about moments, you know, this point and there's a minute to go and all that. You know, you dramatise it in your head as you're running around as a kid, but to do it for real in the way that he did, like you say, 4 or 5 minutes, he's got to stand, keep you cool. There have been people saying little things. You've got a million thoughts going through your mind. Then to just focus on the ball and your connection and making sure you get a good connection and, you know, wheeling away to the fans would have been an amazing feeling. So, yeah, you'd have liked the responsibility and the feeling, but it wouldn't have come without massive pressure.
Yeah, that was nerve-wracking, Maysie, wasn't it? Dear me. I feared for him missing, because what would it do to him if he missed it? It was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, just balls of steel, really, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
To have, 4 or 5 minutes, and for it to actually be VAR as well, you know, the big commercial thing that's going on this season. To have to wait 5 minutes and then to do what he did, you know, to clear his mind, take out all the emotion about it, and finish what he did was something that, you know, takes a lot of courage, and it just goes to show, you know, when you're in that mode and you're in that moment, that you can do it.
Well, listen, guys, great fun today. Thanks very much for joining in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you all again tomorrow.
Well done, Stu.
Take care.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Take care. Another guest tomorrow. Who will it be? See you then.